Okay, for all of you who are prematurely calling today the biblical New Year, it's not. Today is day 364, the last Sabbath day. Today is the vernal equinox, which means the hours of the day are equal to the hours of the night. The first biblical day of the new year is tomorrow, with the first full, not half day of spring. Today is only half. Half of the day is equal with the days of the night. Case in point, for those of you who've studied extensively in the book of Enoch, today, though it's cloudy, the new moon is out. She's east of the sun, trailing behind her, but she's almost impossible to see behind the sky. You have to look really hard to find her. However, when the sun sets tonight in the west and the skies become dusky, you'll be able to see the new moon setting also. That is a visible sign, an eyewitness, that tomorrow is the first full day of spring and the first day of the biblical New Year. That's how you can tell. Also in the book of Enoch, it tells you that these days, in the book of Enoch, they're called intercalary days. Those are nothing more than transitional days. He said they should be counted also as Sabbaths. An intercalary day is a transitional day. Today is the day we're transitioning from winter into spring. See, the days are equal. And it's the same with the summer solstice. The transitional day is when the sun stops making the days longer and transitions to make them shorter. So that's how you tell. Today is a Sabbath. It's the last day. It's day 364. There are not 365 days in a year. You divide 364 by 7, which is a week, Sabbaths. You got 52. Perfect. That's how you read it, people. But this doesn't happen every year. This happens only once every 5 to 7 years because the moon falls behind the sun something like 50 days per 5 years. Okay? Those of you have to study and observe, and I've done this for years. Yes, today is the last day of the biblical year. Tomorrow is the first day of spring and the first day of the biblical New Year. Then you count 2 weeks after that, 14 days, and it's the start of Passover. It's always a full moon on Passover. And that's the days of unleavened breads, where you eat unleavened bread for 7 days. You have to keep these things because the moon is given for seasons. Okay? Passover is a season. The new moon is also out tonight, and the full moon is also a sign for Passover. So you have to know the scriptures. The moon is a witness to the sun. A witness it's not when the moon is dark as a new moon. The book of Enoch says when the moon gives forth that first slither, that's equal to 1/7 of the sun's light. Okay? She reflects the sun's light in definite measures, according to the book of Enoch. When you can see that little slither tonight, look for it, because today we have an overhaze. So when the sun sets, the sky looks orangish. Wait till it get a little darker and you should see the new moon in the west sky. That's the moon telling you that tomorrow, when the sun rises, it's the biblical New Year. That being said, I hope you learned something. We have to get these things proper. That's why we have to remember the Sabbaths to keep them set apart, because that's how you bring in the seasons and the feasts properly. You get the Sabbaths wrong, all your feasts will be messed up. I seen some ignorant Hebrews. That ignorant just means you ain't studied good enough. They done celebrated Passover weeks ago and the New Year in the winter. Then you got some that celebrated too late. I've seen them celebrating it in May. I seen some brothers that I used to roll with calling the New Year 3 days ago when the moon was dark. It don't work like that. The book of Enoch is agreed with scripture, and then there are visible signs that you can see. This is kind of like a reset year. Happens every 5 to 7 years. Where on the biblical New Year, you see the new moon set right on the vernal equinox, which is today. That means tomorrow is the biblical New Year. Bam.